about my introduction and familiarizing and just having the house rules before we start this webinar. So now, monetizing your skills online, you need to move from being a freelancer to a remote entrepreneur. Nowadays, I don't think calling yourself a freelancer really helps you that much. I prefer calling yourself a remote entrepreneur. Why? Because when you call yourself a remote entrepreneur, that means that you are going to put in more effort to actually meet the standards that you put to yourself. I normally say if you dream big, you're gonna achieve whatever you're supposed to achieve. So this will be nice for freelancers who would want to get more income. I've noticed that some of you here have actually worked remotely and you would want to explore more opportunities. So this is a space for you to be in. Professionals with skills but no income from them. There are a lot of people who are in 9 to 5. They have a lot of skills and they don't know how to use them. So this is an opportunity for you to just learn which skill you might have and how to monetize and how to get an income out of them. And then the other thing is remote job seekers. For those of you who are very tired of applying endlessly, remote jobs, you don't know what the issue is. This is also a session for you to just learn how best you can improve your journey to get into remote work. So what you'll walk away with in this session is that you'll maybe identify one. That is why I told you that I hope you came with a notebook. You identify even one skill that you can monetize, because we have a lot of skills that you have. Like, I receive a lot of messages, especially on my TikTok and my LinkedIn, of the skills that people have, and I would really have a lot of skills and you don't know how to monetize them. So I hope that today you're going to choose one skill that you're going to focus on in 2026 and monetize it until it works out, and then you move to the next one. The other thing that you're going to walk away with is a clear service idea. Which service can you add? Which service can you offer using your skill? Because I've noticed that you might have a skill, but you don't know how you can offer that skill as a service. And the other thing is that the pricing framework, how to price your skills, and then a product idea. As I've told you, that one of the things that you're going to do this year is to help people to build digital products and sell them. They've got a lot of platforms and they are tools that you can use in your journey to boost these product and digital products as a whole. So those are the things that you're going to tackle during this masterclass. So let's begin. I would want you to type in the comment section or in the chat. I'm going to read one skill that you already have that you're thinking about in 2026. Just type. I'll want to see. Even if it's advising people in marriage, just type it. There are some of you are so good at that. Virtual assistants, data visualization, root, organization, project management, customer service, VM. All right, I'm seeing, oh, some quite good things here. Customer support, sales, bank reconciliation, virtual assistants, recruitment, virtual assistant, research, AI automation, business analyst, calendar management, software development, project management. All right, I'm seeing you guys. Customer service, admin assistant, VA, virtual assistant, admin support and customer service, virtual assistant, project management, virtual assistant. Yeah, virtual assistants, there's so many. Product design, food science consultancy. Oh, that is bold of you, Joy. Business development, research, data management and analysis, administration, HR, operations and compliance, real estate, events management. All right, that is so good of you guys. I'm proud of you. And I'm looking forward to seeing all of you at the top as we navigate through this 2026, as it is my wish that all of us to get up there. So let me just mute Grace. So now, turning your skills into services. I need you to shift from the mindset. In 2026, I need you to shift from the mindset of just saying that I have a skill or saying that I have such and such a skill to I offer such and such a solution. Because right now, people are paying for solutions. I'm saying project management, all right. If I haven't read yours, it's just that maybe I shifted, but I'm saying that some good project management, MVA. MVA, what is MVA? Medical virtual assistant. I hope so, Naline. I'm good at talking to people too. You can advise. There are people on TikTok who just want people to talk to. You can actually monetize that skill. All right, I'm seeing that. So in 2026, I need you to shift your mindset from I have skills to I offer solutions. Because most of the times when you have skills and you don't know the solutions that you offer, that is where the biggest problem comes in. Because people do not pay for skills, people pay for their outcomes. But it has to begin with the skills. That does not mean that the skills are not important, they are very important. But you really need to know the value that you're giving to organizations and the outcomes and the solutions that you're going to give them. So you might have a skill. Let me just pick one, like in project management that Edith has just typed. It's a skill that you have, but what is the solutions that you're giving to the organization? So you need to move from your mindset from just having skills to the solutions. Like, can you think about the solutions that you're offering for your client? So people don't pay for skills, they pay for outcomes. Instead of saying that I'm a virtual assistant, you can actually say that I help. There's a word that the verb that is no is the verb that is being used right now more is I help, but there is I build, I empower, I save. You can use any verb. You don't have to use I help, but that is the most common verb. That is why I placed it here. But you can say I save um, founders' time by 30%. That is for you, virtual assistant. So if you're a virtual assistant, instead of just saying I'm a virtual assistant, can you say what you offer? I help business founders stay organized by managing their inbox, calendar, and daily admin tasks so that they can focus on growing their businesses. Or I do customer service. For those of you who are in customer service, because I've noticed that is also the other skill that most of you have. You can say I help businesses to retain customers by providing fast, professional email and chat support. So if you say that you stand out, someone who will just say um, they are they are a customer service person, they are a virtual assistant. So you're going to stand out as compared to those. So the monetization formula is normally that you identify the skill that you have. So let's say you've identified the skill in project management, or let me not use project management because you say it's my field. Let me use virtual assistant. You've identified the skill. You have a virtual assistant. You can manage calendars or you can manage emails. And then what is the problem that your clients are going through? Can you identify the problem? It's because they're missing out on important meetings because their calendars are disorganized, or they're missing out on important communication because their emails are disorganized. So you can list the problems that you have. So even tonight as you go, can you list the skills that you have? List them. And then under those skills, can you subdivide them and just check the problem? And then can you check the target market? Because sometimes you might have a skill, but is the market willing to pay for that skill of yours? Is it willing to pay for it? Have you done enough research and just seen, this one I'll be paid or this one I will not be paid? And that is what now brings into a service. That is how you turn your skill into a service. All right. So identify the skill, the problems that people are going through, how you're solving that problem. And then the target market, is it willing to pay for that skill? So that is what brings out the service. Um, the service part of the skill. All right. And then now we can talk about the high demand categories. I've seen that most of you are really writing um, things that are actually on my slides. So these are the skills that actually were high in demand in 2025. I think it was easy for me to get roles. Oh, I've forgotten accounting and finance. Accounting and finance is supposed to be part of this list. So maybe I don't know. I cannot be able to edit it right now, but accounting and finance is supposed to be part of this list because those are the easiest things that have been able to skills that have been able to leverage and help people to get into remote work. So the first one is actually admin and virtual assistant. They are highly marketable. I don't know where virtual assistants are. I feel like there are a lot of virtual assistants online, but there are no virtual assistants in the real job market to apply for the jobs. There are quite a lot of virtual assistants out there. So the first one is actually virtual assistant. So can you check? This one is just to help you to map out the journey that you have, to map out the skill that you have and see if actually itakubalika. Sorry, I'm forgetting that I don't I have non Kenyans here. So just map out and see, will this skill be accepted in the market? Is someone willing to pay for this skill, or it's something that you're just being delusional in your thoughts, and you're not able to see if the market will pay you for that skill. Sorry. So the first one is actually admin and virtual assistants, and there are a lot of opportunities. There are a lot of sites. I have like 16 sites that are just specifically for hiring virtual assistants. All right. And then after that, you can also add LinkedIn. You can add clients that are just reaching out directly from LinkedIn to get virtual assistants. The second one is writing and editing, and I'm not talking about academic writing. I have never done academic writing. I don't advocate for it. But the type of writing that I'm talking about is ghostwriting, copywriting, and content writing. These three types of writing have a lot of jobs, especially on LinkedIn. And this is where I started with. When I transitioned from my medical career, I told you that for me, I waited for my job to end before I got into the next job. And it was one of the biggest mistakes. Was now I really struggled. If you're looking for a remote job, don't wait for your previous job to end. You can start transitioning as you go. If you're already in that space, well and good. Uh, but you have to put in more effort as compared to those who already have jobs. So I started with writing on LinkedIn, and that is specifically content writing. That was my first role that I was able to monetize. It is so easy to actually get writers on LinkedIn, and one of the programs that we're going to roll out come in Feb, is to train writers. I'll be training writers and then connecting them to clients, because it's a field that I've tried and now I know. So just training mostly content writers, and using AI and using the tools that we have that we've been using, and then connecting them to clients so that they can work for them. So I told you that I'm trying to get 3,000 of you into remote work this year. So that means that something has to work for you. So you can check out some of our programs that will be launched in February, because writing will be part of them. And the other thing is customer support. I have a lot of opportunities in customer support. People who would want to get into customer, who people who would want customer service, and surprisingly, there are not quite a lot of customer service people out there. I don't know why. Um, you guys are just on TikTok. When you go on TikTok, everyone is a customer support, everyone is a virtual assistant. But when you go on the real sites where jobs are being applied, and LinkedIn, if you talk to HRs, I have quite a lot of HRs that I talk to hire remotely. Some of them even from Nigeria, and I'll be inviting them for webinars as we go, because these webinars are done once in a month. I'll be inviting some of them to come and just speak to you guys and just hear whatever their perspective are about people out there and doing remote work, because I feel like opportunities are there, but people are not going for them. Or if you're going for them, you're not doing the right packaging for it. I will not repeat on packaging. I think my previous masterclass was about packaging. You can go on YouTube and check the recording for that and see how best you can package your skills and be able to reach out to these opportunities. This one is about monetizing your online skills. And the other thing is project coordination and project management. There are quite a lot of opportunities for that. And then the social media management and digital marketing. So much opportunities, so many opportunities for that. You just need to position yourself and know where to apply and what to do. And then the other thing is AI assisted services. And that is why, as part of my journey this year to help people to get into remote work, I've even included using AI, using AI to make money, because right now AI has a lot of money. Even me on my end, there are things that I'm doing with AI that are so crazy, and I'm selling them out. I'm not even selling to you guys, I'm selling them to my clients out there, and I'm selling them at a higher price. And then they're like, when we're sitting in a meeting, they're like, this one doesn't even look like it. Is this your mind? You've done so well. It's because I've learned how to prompt AI. I'm able to train an AI, and I'm able to automate using AI. And right now, as a project manager, when we hire, we are looking also to get someone who knows how to use AI so that it can make work easy. So right now, also you can learn how to use AI. So you don't have to choose all of them. I know there's someone who is here who's now thinking the way tomorrow, no, Monday, tomorrow is church, tomorrow is Sunday. Monday, now that you've planned that you're going to start your new year goals, you're going to learn all these skills. Please just choose one, learn from it, maximize on it, let it work out for you. For me, I started with writing. I stopped writing because I wanted to get into project management so bad. Writing was not my thing. It was just holding me to pay my bills at that point in time. But I really wanted to get in project management so bad. So Just choose one. If you don't have a skill, if you have a skill and you don't know how you can tweak it, because sometimes you can actually change your skill a little bit so that it can fit into these ones, or it can fit into whatever is required in the job, then also you can just sit down with yourself and ask yourself, I have a skill, I have a passion, how can I change it to fit into the market so that I can turn it into a service? It's not that hard on your end. So you can try that and just see what works for you. So as we continue, now that I've told you right now, you don't talk about being a virtual assistant and a customer service person. I want to give you guys like 1 minute to type on the, I hope you've written down, to type on what you do as a person. You don't have to have one I help statement. You can have as many as you can. And when you have a help statement, or that statement that says, I help who to solve a certain problem using a certain skill, it doesn't mean that if someone comes out of that scope, you're not able to work with them. I work with Institute of Project Management. It's an institute. Personally, my I help statement is that I work with healthcare startups. But when opportunity comes with deal is a HR company. I will not I will not say, oh, I don't want you guys because I don't work with you. I work with specifically startups, healthcare startups. No, I'll take up the opportunity. So don't let your I help statement limit you to just one industry. You can always explore the others, but I would want to hear. Let me check in the comment section. Those of you who have I help statements, maybe you can type. I assist pharmaceutical companies in quality assurance as a project manager. Oh, I love this Fred Washira. You see, Fred has actually opted to use another verb. You don't have to use actually I help. You can use another verb. I would love to hear some from someone else. This is good, Fred. And actually, if you meet someone in the lift and tell them this, um, instead of just saying that I'm a quality assurance person or a project manager, they'll be so interested in your story and ask, okay, what happened? How do you do this? How much have you been able to achieve by doing this? So that is actually something that I talked about when we were doing the packaging class that happened in December. You can go and check it out. Anyone else want to try? I help organizations attract fit to purpose employees to drive organizational productivity through people. This one is a HR, if I'm not wrong. I'm proud of you, Sphere. Yeah, she's a HR. I help non-profit organizations to solve data problems using data governance and analysis skills. Guys, yeah, this is, I love it. I love this. I love this. You don't have to be ambiguous about it, guys. It's just a simple statement. If you don't have it, please use this moment to type to write it down, because that is where you're going to start. So this one is good, Jane. Ross is saying I help CEOs and business owners to stay organized by managing their inbox and calendars. Oh, I love this. I think this one is virtual assistant, if I'm not wrong. I build AI automations that remove repetitive work so business can focus on growth. Oh, I love this. Let me tell you one thing. AI right now has a lot of money. A lot of money. As you're going to see that in the next slides, AI right now has a lot of money. You can use AI actually to make digital products. You can use AI to automate. You can train an AI according to your career. I've seen a lot of opportunities from that. I empower founders and leaders to reclaim their time and scale with confidence. I love this. Um, Yvonne, I help companies retain customers by providing reliable customer support with quick return around solutions. That's a customer service. Flavia, I help pharmaceuticals supply chain manage their procurements and logistics. All right. I build dashboards to get business. Great. I empower clients to make informed decisions about um, issues affecting their lives and also come up with treatment plans and clinical management of existing mental disorder. I'm seeing a lot of medical people here, and I'd love this for you. All right, let's move to the next. So once you identify your I help statement, the next thing is that you need to package your offer. All right, you need to package your offer, and this is also where you're going to do your pricing, because when you are able just to package your offer, so you've moved from skill and you've gotten a service that you're going to offer, and now you've gotten the statement that you're going to use to communicate to your clients. All right, I hope you guys are catching up with me because I started from skill and you're able to develop a service from there. And then after that, you are able to get a help statement that is going to help you to communicate whatever it is that you're going to communicate to your customers or your clients or someone that you would want to work for. And so after communicating that, you really need to know also that you need to package your offer. What are you offering? All right. Some of you are very active on LinkedIn. I know that I have a huge number of people who signed up for this from my LinkedIn account and my TikTok account because I feel like those are the most active. I don't know if Facebook they're there because I'm also seeing that that page is picking up. Um, so there are a lot of people who are posting on LinkedIn, and if you ask them, so what do you offer? They don't even know what they offer. They just tell you, you can just give me anything to do. And I've seen that so much because a lot of people come on my comment section and I engage with people also in their inboxes. And you might get someone reaching out to you that they do graphic design, and then you tell them that you're not able, you don't have an opportunity for that. They tell you another thing that they're doing. By the time you finish the conversation, they have had 10 things they are offering and they haven't even packaged their offers. So imagine you can have 10 things that you're doing, but you can package them all at once so that when I come and I see, all right, I'm seeing this person can be able to offer all these services, so I'm going to choose one that might align to whatever I would want them to offer for me. So there are three levels of offer. The starter offer, that means that right now you have a skill, but you don't know where to start. You don't know where to start totally. So what you start with is that you already turn it into a service, and then you have a statement that you're going to communicate. And now you're going to reach out to your potential clients, especially on LinkedIn, or you can start applying for jobs using different sites because there are a lot of sites that offer different careers for different people. So you can start as the starter offer. That is the entry point. So let's say that the market value for your services, like let's say virtual assistant is normally between 70,000 to 200,000. For project managers, it's around 200,000 to around 400,000. For accountants, it's normally between 210 to 500,000. Okay, those are the rates that I've been using for people who have been applying for jobs in 2025. Maybe if the rates change in 2026, well and good. So if you already know that the market pays virtual assistant between 70,000 to 200,000 Kenyan shillings, you can start the startup offer of yours can be at the least, it can be at 70, or you can decide to be at 60 so that you can get your client, your first client, or you're at 50 so that you can get your first client. All right. You can start from there. And then now, after you get your first client or you work with multiple clients, you now raise your bar. When I started out as a project manager, I didn't start from where project managers are, but I had to catch up with speed. You don't need to just be stagnated there. So if you are a virtual assistant or you want to get into customer service or you want to get into project management, as I've said, even accountants, they get paid between 210 to 10,000. That is, I'm talking about if you're working 40 hours. 40 hours per week. I'm not talking about those of you who want to work 5 hours per week. It depends with the different packages. If you want to work lesser hours, that means that it will be lesser money. But you need to know that the entry point is the least amount. You can actually decide to have it low. So let's say right now virtual assistants are charging $5 per month per hour. Let me just say you come in and say that is where you're gonna start because that is the bare minimum, the least. And then after gaining the skills and having the clients is when you raise. So I've gotten to a point where some of you are, I think even in my coaching session, I've told you that I've talked to 1,000. I've tried to coach 1,000 people to get them into remote work, but only successfully managed to get 304 people. And one thing that happens is that you come with a high expectations. You want to be paid 20,000 as a virtual assistant, but when I sit down with you, the skill and the value that you're offering, even your packaging and communication does not fit into that category. So if you're starting out and you're not able to articulate yourself well, start with the entry point, and then after that, now you raise it a little bit. Now that is where you carry the main income, that is the core offer, and then now the premium offer. But now I have high tickets. I have high tickets that if you guys reach out to me for that high ticket, I don't think it can be the amount that I charge Kenyans. So I have a high ticket for my project management roles. So start with the starter offer and then upgrade. Do the skilling, upscale as you go, learn as you go, upskill as you go. And then after that, uh, you move to the core offer, and then you move to the premium offer. That is how you go as you go. And now the premium offer is now where you charge according, and as you're going to say, you charge according to value in not time. You charge according to the value that you're going to give people. So if you're going to give someone a value that lasts them for 5 years, you charge them the amount that you know it's going to give them that value for 5 years. All right. And now the packaging framework is that each offer must include a clear outcome. All right. Don't just tell me you're charging me 70,000 and I don't have a clear outcome of what you're going to do. And that is why this I help statement really, really helps. So when you help, like Lillian, who supports executive founders and cross-functional teams to deliver projects on time and within scope, she has come up with a clear outcome. The outcome is to deliver projects on time and within scope. I think she's a project manager from what I'm reading here. So she already has an outcome for them, and communicate that outcome clearly when you're giving out your offers. What is the outcome that the person is going to get when they work with you? Don't just say, this is what I offer, and you don't say the outcome that you're going to get. And then the timeline. Why should they hire you? I mean, Christine is saying, I help realtor investors to manage their properties and free their time using my VA skills in real estate. How much time are you able to save for them so that they can hire you, Christine, and they leave the other people that they want to work with every time? So also have a timeline for them. Use a timeline and indicate if it's 30 minutes, if it's 1 hour, they really value that as compared to someone who leaves at vague. So these are things that you need to bring in your packaging. And the deliverables. So let's say Grace was saying, I provide top-notch clients to support organizations to improve experience. The deliverable in this point is actually customer improving customer experience. I really love your statements. By the way, this class is a class. I don't know. I think I started with beginner content. I could have gone much deeper because I feel like people here know what they are doing. I help statements are top notch. And then now the support level. How are you going to support them in their businesses? Is there something else you're going to offer, even in their even in their business or in their personal life as a virtual assistant? Because as a virtual assistant, when you come in, you're not working only as a virtual assistant. There are much more that you're doing. So I think this one I repeated the slide. We'll move to this one. Yeah. So how do you price your services confidently? I've noticed that also people are not confident about their services. So I hope you're still catching up with me. We started with skill, how to turn the skill into a service, how to communicate that service. And now we've talked about packaging your services, and now we're talking about pricing. And let me tell you, you cannot be confident about pricing if you haven't followed the steps that I've given you. You start with getting the skill, and the skill, I think I've told you to differentiate it. You have the problem, and then the market, and then you turn it into a service. And then after turning it into a service, you now go to how to communicate it. That is how to use the I'll help statement. And then after that, now you go to the packaging, how to package your offer. Because if you don't know how to package your offer, you cannot sell that skill. You cannot sell it. You need to package that offer. And then after that, now how you price. Because if you're not confident about what you offer and the value that you're going to offer to someone, even pricing will be a difficult thing for you. So pricing, this is just to help you to kill fear around pricing. You get someone who wants to be a virtual assistant, but they are willing to be paid 200 Kenyan shillings per month. Sorry, per day. Per month is extreme. Per day. Recently, when I was on TikTok live, someone mentioned that the cost he's using to pay, I don't know, the cost that he's using to pay for Wi-Fi and laptop in his house and electricity is more than the money that he's making. And it's a reality situation. Why? Because they're doing work, but they're using more money to pay for the things that are needed for that work as compared to the money that they are earning. Why? Because they have that fear of pricing. You're just accepting anything that is coming your way. And when you're starting, yes, you start there. I did that severally. I accepted anything that came my way. Even in my remote work coaching, when I started in January, I think I started with offering free services first, which is okay, but you grow as you go. You don't have to stay cheap forever. You don't have to stay cheap forever. So you can start 2 months and then after that you upgrade. Don't stay somewhere where you're working for a whole year and the expenses that you're using for that work, you haven't even paid for other house bills. Internet and laptop and electricity alone, they are more than the job, the work, the money that you're getting from that job. I don't think it's wise. Just have an entrepreneur. That is why I told you that this is a remote entrepreneur, not a freelancer thing. So have that entrepreneurial mindset. So stop pricing by time and start pricing by the value that you're giving. You have so much value that you're giving out there. And that is why you really need to define what you're offering and the value that you're giving. If you're not able to communicate that well, my friend, you will not be able to get that amount of money that you want to be paid. So be able to communicate. And then beginner pricing is okay, but staying cheap forever is not okay. And if you started charging, if you've been working for a long time and you've been charging a certain amount of money and you've worked with multiple clients, please upgrade that pricing. And let me tell you guys, when I was working for free as a remote work coach, sometimes I always thought that, hey, if I start pricing it, I don't think anyone will come and pay for it. And I think when I started pricing it, your people will just come and will pay for it. When I started out as a project manager, I was pricing a certain amount of money for consultation. I have my consultation package as a project manager. And then I told myself, if I upgrade this and just raise my price, I don't think someone will pay for it. But the moment I took that leap of faith and I started raising that amount to now the market standards, I got people coming. Like your people will always come. And let me tell you guys, someone who is willing to pay more, but someone who pays the full amount, if someone pays you well, they're going to give you an easy time. I've dealt with clients that you negotiate with them and they pay you peanuts, things that are not matching up your value, and they will give you headache, a lot of headache. Right now, I'm so choosy. I'm so choosy about the people that I work with because sometimes you negotiate with them and even you agree with them on a price, and they will still make a hell on earth for you when you're working on those projects. I've experienced that, especially as a project manager who has worked with freelancing. As I posted on LinkedIn, I've worked with multiple clients. I lost count. I wasn't taking count of those, but I've worked with 6 companies in particular. And this is something that I'm speaking from experience. That is the 2025 data. I haven't put the other data of the other years, but that is 2025 data. And the people that I really enjoyed working with are the people that were willing to pay for you for the value that you're giving them. And someone is not looking for money. They're not looking how much money they're leaving their pocket. They're looking at what value they're going to get. And then have a simple pricing formula. If there's a service that you're offering, let's say you're a virtual assistant and you've decided that you're going to offer email management for this client, and this client decides to ask you to do for them an itinerary planning, can you have a simple pricing formula to just upgrade a little bit and tell them, yeah, that will cost you this? And not just tell them, oh, okay, I'll do that for free. And now you're doing quite a lot of work, double work to from what you had already done before. And don't be afraid to lose that client. I don't think you can lose them. The fact that it can do is just you negotiating with them and having a common ground and talking to them. So what are the anchors for you when you're pricing? Number one is that what is the problem that you're solving? You really need to understand the problem that you're trying to solve and then what it will cost them if you don't fix it. Sometimes people do not understand how much it can cost them if there's a problem that cannot be fixed. So also understand, as a virtual assistant, you're coming to save time for someone, as a customer service person, as someone who is going to do a web design. They don't have a website. They are losing sales. They're losing quite a lot of sales that are supposed to be coming on the table. You're a social media manager. They're not able to reply to text. They're not able to manage their comment section. They're losing sales in the comment section. So that is the cost. So communicate that cost to them. And then how fast can you deliver the results? Very important. And also, if you're delivering results, don't just say, I'm doing this in 24 hours, and then it takes you 2 weeks or 4 weeks. And then after 4 weeks, it's now back and forth. Bring. No, I haven't done. No, tomorrow. Let me put it tomorrow. Like, let me do it tomorrow. Oh, let me do it tomorrow. Okay, let me just deliver it tomorrow. Like, you keep on telling the client, let me do that tomorrow. So Also, how fast can you do it? People actually pay for how fast you can solve their problems because it's already a problem and it's already costing their business. So how fast can you solve it for them? All right. Um, Now, I would love you to type in the comment section what is the lowest amount you would feel confident charging today as a person with the skills that you have. What is the lowest amount? Like ile kidogo tu kabisa you feel like, oh, this one, this is the least that I can charge. I love to hear from you guys. $8, 1,500 Kenyan shillings. 10 USD per hour, 15 USD per hour, 1,000. All right. $10, 10 USD. 10 USD per. Oh, naona mko kwa 10, 20 per hour. All right. 10 USD. And I hope when you're saying 15 USD and 10 USD, your skills are matching that. Oh, this one is saying 5 kilometers per hour. 200 Kenyan shillings per. Oh, Winnie. Interesting. 85 USD per hour. All right. 50 USD. I hope you have the skills to reach that because you might say that and then when I give you a job, all right, entry level. Interesting. I mean 50K per month. Oh, all right. I do handshake. 7 USD per hour. All right. At least the expectations are not that high. 25 USD. I hope if you're saying that your skills and your packaging and your communication is good, um, especially for those of you who are charging more than 2,000 Kenyan shillings per hour. I hope your communication is good. We can get there. Some of us charge those amounts, more than that amount, more than the double of that amount. Even projects, some that I do. And I charge for the value. I charge value actually. Even if I'm taking 5 minutes to do it, I'm gonna charge you the value that you're gonna do. And so it's very important also to understand the value that you're giving to the organization. All right. So that is about offering your service and a skill uh, section. If you have a skill, you turn it into a service and you charge according to the value that you give. The second option is that you can build a digital product out of your skill. So let's say you are a virtual assistant. Can you do a mini course for people who want to get into virtual assistant? Can you do ebooks for, let's say, CEOs and let's say CEOs and founders who are very busy? They are very busy and they are not able to get time to just interact with things. And maybe they will need simplified versions on how to manage a calendar, how to save on their time. You can do an ebook for them. And the other thing is that you can do a recorded workshop. So let's say you've learned about AI automation. You've learned something about automating AI as a virtual assistant in your field. How you can use AI to automate your emails, how you can use the trick that you can use just to make work easy. Can you record a workshop and show your clients that thing? Or a template as a customer service person? Can you give your clients or the person that you're going to work with a template? So these are just digital products. And the problem with digital products in Kenya is that most Kenyans are not willing to buy those. I don't know, I'm talking. But anyway, most Kenyans are not willing to buy those solutions, the digital product. That is why they don't move. That is why you see a lot of people selling digital products, and you just hear Canva, Grazie, Gumroad, and then story Naisha. You need to know where to sell them. You need to know the target market. And one thing I taught recently is that you need to have an account. Mostly, I normally use Hoop that sells in US, and then you integrate it with AI tools. There are quite a lot of AI tools right now, and what these AI tools do is that they recommend your products to people in the US, and it really need to be very specific to an entrepreneur who comes and says, "I want to save 30% of my time because of the administration work," and the AI is able to actually push the product and they can be able to buy it. And the other thing with digital products is that you don't need to only have one. And that is the other issue that we have. People only have 10 digital products. Digital products, you can actually have 1,000 of them running, 1,000 of them running. And you don't have to be selling them at 200 Kenyan shillings. You can actually decide to sell them at 500, at 300. If you sell at 300 and you have 1,000 of them, I most probably they won't buy your products every day, but at least there's someone who'll be buying at a different level. You can have 2,000 digital products running on your page, all right, and have AIs actually push them for you. There are quite a lot of AI tools that now helps in sales and marketing to push your product to the right audience. And that right audience is not Kenyans. Kenyans will not buy your solutions. Push them to people in Canada, push them to people in US, push them to people in Ireland. So what you do also even in UK. So what you do is you can also use AI to automate things. A recorded workshop on how to use AI to for automation, or a recorded workshop on how to, or a chatbot that you can clone. For me, I've cloned a chatbot on my ChatGPT. It's a paid version, and the chatbot I normally paste all my LinkedIn content. Like before I post on LinkedIn, uh, after I've drafted the message, I put it on the chatbot, and it tells me if this post is going to get engagements and likes, or it's just a post that I'm going to post to enjoy myself. Sometimes I go ahead and just post as it is, but it normally recommends for me and tells me this one you have to change the way you're starting the statement, and this is how you're supposed to put it, and everything. So it helps me to stand out, and it helps me to actually capture the attention of people that I'm supposed to to capture to. And that chatbot actually is something that I made last year July, and it's one of the best decisions that I ever made also for my LinkedIn page. So just think through, what is it that you can do? Is it a mini course? Mini course for CEOs, how to save their 30% of their time in administrative. They'll do it. CEOs can actually learn. They normally learn. Even CEOs in Kenya normally learn. Mini course on how to retain customers as a customer service person. Can you do a mini course for CEOs and founders and sell it on Hoop or Gumroad or Jitsi? Or ebooks or recorded workshops? So that is how you build digital products and have a scalable income. And this is one of the best incomes for those of you who are in 9 to 5 already, because you maybe needed to just subscribe to an AI tool that will help you to boost, and after that your money will come back immediately because it won't take long. It will come back immediately. We are doing a 10 weeks program that we are going to help people who are going to use AI just to make money come February. So maybe you can check up also for that program that is being launched recently. And then product, you solve one problem for one person in one format. Don't try to solve everyone's problem, and that is why we go wrong. You would want to solve each and every one person's problem. For me, my problem right now, as I'm trying to talk to you, is just to solve one person. That one person who would want to get into remote work in 2026. And now I've said the target is 3,000. If I don't hit it, it's okay. If I hit it, I'll be happy. But solve one problem for one person in one format. You don't have to be everywhere. Like today you are a virtual assistant, tomorrow you are a mental health coach, the other day you're trying teaching, and then after that you try project management. Just take one, and then after that narrow down, look at the different topics. And I know you have AI that can help you actually to and know the best topics to talk about when you're doing this. So that is something that we're also going to cover more in our upcoming 10 weeks program. And then you don't need a big audience, you need a clear problem. Most of the times we are lied to that you need a big audience for you to make money. Guys, I started making money on LinkedIn before I hit the 5,000 mark. Right now is when I'm almost the 8,000 mark. But when I started, I didn't have much. Last year, January, I only had 850 followers when I started out on LinkedIn on 2025. So I kept on growing and growing and growing. You don't have to wait to get a big audience for you to monetize. You just need to know the market and navigate it through. And I think for me, what really helped me so much is that I had a coach who helped me through LinkedIn. She had been there for a long time, and she had monetized the LinkedIn platform, so it was easy for her to help me to navigate through that. So now, this is where I'm gonna give my story. We're almost done. If you have any questions, by the way, guys, you can type in the comment section, and then I'll be able to answer you. So I've talked about turning your skill into a service, and then I've talked the second part, I've talked about digital products, and now the third part I want to talk about LinkedIn, because LinkedIn, I can't finish a masterclass without talking about LinkedIn, because that is where I've gotten most of my opportunities, most of my clients. I've been be able to work with people from different countries because of my LinkedIn. I started by posting medical related content. I remember so well. I used to take photos and then I post. I don't know if those posts are still there, but you can scroll. If you're able to scroll just through and see what I was posting in 2022, 2023, you can check out. And then I started checking what can I do more on LinkedIn. I spent a lot of time in 2024 learning and just checking out some different LinkedIn accounts. The people that I was just talking, every time I was going to LinkedIn, I was just checking out. I was learning and seeing their tactics. And now I started learning by positioning my own skills on LinkedIn. I started as a project manager. No, I started as a writer, but I was posting project management related stuff. So I was writing project management related stuff. But at that time, I got an opportunity to work as a writer because of how I was writing and how I was presenting my project management skills. All right. And then now I started posting type of content that attracted leads. And sometimes you are told that you need to be consistent on LinkedIn. Just post, just post. Sometimes posting is not enough. Not no, not sometimes. All the times posting is not enough. If I show you the number of DMs that guys have hit on LinkedIn and reached out to people. I was recently telling people on TikTok Live that I had reached out to almost 80 people who had engaged in my content that day. Actually, I have more than those because sometimes my comment section gets to 300 people commenting on it. And so that day, I had reached out to 80 of them, sending out messages, personalized messages to each and every one of them. And I was telling them that the next day I'll be reaching out to 100 companies because my goal was actually to work with 10 companies before the end of March. So that means that I needed to reach out to 100 of them. And if you reach out, it's normally this. Actually, this is how it works. You can only convert 10% of the people that you've reached out. So if your LinkedIn has one view or one impression, what is 10% of that? Just think about it. So the more reach, the more you can convert. So I was reaching out to 100 companies actually because I want to collaborate with them and train people on AI and remote work, especially companies that are working remotely, training them about productivity and everything related to that. And now that means that I needed to reach out to 100 companies for me to get to 10, to narrow down to get the 10 yeses from the companies. I need to reach out to 100 of them. So that is how you turn conversation into paid gigs. All right. It is not about just posting and disappearing. Some of you are just posting. You read the post and you're just wondering, okay, so what about this post? It doesn't have a clear offer. Even your profile is not well optimized to just for me to just come and check out what you offer on LinkedIn. So your conversation, your type of content really need to attract leads. And then after attracting leads, after attracting leads, please have a conversations with people. You don't have to reach out to when I was telling people on TikTok that I've reached out to 80, I was going to actually I had reached out to 16 when I was talking to them, and I was like, I still have 64 more. I logged out at around 10:30, and I told them that I can't sleep unless I reach out to all of the rest of the people that I wanted to reach out on that day. And I did. And I was not reaching out from a point of I'm looking for opportunities from them. I know some of you are here that got that personalized message. It was a lot of people. I reached out to almost 200 people by the way in total that I was able to send in 2 days, that I was able to send out the messages to them. And so it was not about me trying to get something from me. I don't think I even asked for a job or for you to buy any service of mine. It is just a relationship to build. Like this is someone that you're trying to acknowledge that they have been there for you and you're appreciating them and just build the relationship with them because you never know where opportunities come from. So what are the lessons that I've been able to learn in my journey so far is that you really need your network to be good for you to get to some certain levels of income. Your networks cannot be shoddy in people who are just, I don't know. There's a famous quote that if you are saying, I think it's Apostle Joseph Selman. I don't listen to him, but I think that quote just comes anytime because I've listened to that clip so much. And he says that if you have 5 people around you who are fools, you haven't looked well, there are six, included you. That is so true, guys. The moment that you change your network and you start associating with a particular type of people that are thinking differently, then you're able to actually raise your income to a certain level. Number two, the other lesson that I learned is that posting alone on LinkedIn will not help you. You really need to reach out to people. For me, I stopped reaching out, but when I started, I used to, and my coach used to push me so much. And that is why some of you here, when I push you, you really need to understand, because you now understand where it came from. I don't think I could have made it if she was not pushing me, if she was not checking up on me and telling me, you need to do this, you haven't do this, what are the deliverables and everything around that. So you really need to push yourself. If you're not able to push yourself, you can get someone to push you to get to whatever you will want to get to. So I had to reach out to people. Those companies, some of them hired me later after I built up a relationship with them. Some of them went MIA. I'll still reach out to them because anyway, rejection is just a redirection, and I'm gonna redirect again back to the inbox. You keep on being resilient until you get whatever you want. And when you're reaching out to them, you don't reach out from a point of desperation. Reach out to them from a point of you want to get a relationship with them, and then later on you'll come and do what? And pitch. And then the key takeaways. Please, please, please. You're too broke to be invisible. You're too broke to be shy and shameless and shameful. Please be shameless and go for your dreams. You're the one who knows when rent is due. Rent is due in the next 2 days. For those of us who stay in some houses around Gong Road, the rent is normally due on 5th. So rent is due in the next 2 days, and you do not have anything to pay for that. Even your M-Pesa balance is zero. You don't even have food on your table. You're the one who knows. So visibility creates opportunities, and you don't have to be on the screen. Right now, we can use even AI to create different social media platforms, and you're able to earn money out of them. All right, those are the things that you're going to talk about in the 8 weeks, 10 weeks program that you're going to have from February. Actually, I'm going to call it a mom stay at home accelerator program to help stay at home moms who do not have skills and would want to monetize online. Use AI to make money out of it. And it doesn't have to be stay at home moms. I've just called it that way, but it welcomes everyone to just come in. All right, it's going to be a 10 weeks program where we're going to start on week 1. And by the time we get to week 10, I hope that the people who are going to put in the work are going to get their money back, and they're going to get income and have a steady income by the end of the program, because that is my goal. That is why I've taken it 10 weeks, because I feel like I need to help you until you get the first income, and now you know how income streams in for yourself. And then authority comes from consistency. If you're able to be consistent, and consistent is not about just showing up. Kuna some of you are showing up today as a writer, tomorrow as a customer service. Consistency means that you are able to go above and beyond to use the same skill that you have, whether it gets boring. I'll tell you the number of times that I don't feel like getting out of my bed because whatever I'm doing is already boring, and I want an adrenaline rush. I want to start a new project and have an adrenaline rush. But that is where now you beat people. All right. When you're able just to get out of that bed and go and do that boring task that is not giving you adrenaline, that is what consistency means. Because sometimes we hope. So right now you've heard about AI, your virtual assistant, you've let your virtual assistant, now you want to try this new thing about AI. And then you get to week 5, the program is going to be very intense, by the way, because I want everyone who is going to attend the program to just get out with a source of income immediately. We are done with the 10 weeks. So you get to week 5 and you notice the things are very repetitive and boring, and the program is intense, and now you quit. You leave it at that point. All right. Consistency means that you are showing up even if it's boring. You're showing up even if no client is getting back to you. You're showing up even if you've gotten 10 rejection emails from brand work. You're showing up when you've tried to offer your services anonymously or with your face on it, and you're not able to capture the clients that you need to capture. When it gets boring and you're getting a lot of rejection, that is where consistency lies. And then people pay for those who show up clearly. You lose when you confuse people, you lose them. Once you confuse them, you lose them. And just go and audit. Even your CV. I know you want to apply for a job in 2026 and get into the motor. Can you go and audit your CV? and tell me if your CV is actually showing clarity. Is it clear that this is what you offer? Or on the title, you've already written virtual assistant, customer service person, accounting and finance talk. Like already you have 10 job titles on your title up there. Already you're confusing that person. If someone just comes and reads your name, so let's say John Batilam, and then all of a sudden they notice you have like other four careers there, you've already confused them. So people pay for those who show up clearly. So now I have this question, and the reason why I'm asking this question, I recently had a conversation with one of the someone who owns a big business here in Kenya, and they were advising someone to show up for their brand. You see, the way right now on TikTok, everyone is the face of their own brand. So they were advising that person that they need to shop for their brand and get paid through that money. And the person was very adamant about it. They didn't want. And then the person said, now I want to create a TikTok account and I'll pay you 500,000 Kenyan shillings so that you can come and show up and market my services. And that person was so willing. And I know most of you right now are so willing to do that. That right now, if I call you to come and market my brand online, using your face, and I pay you monthly, you'll be so willing to come. But when I tell you to shop for your brand so that it can pay you on your own, you won't. You won't do it. I don't know for some reason why you people really love just building for other people and they don't like building things for themselves. I don't know what is this notion, but sometimes I normally blame our school system because I feel like we were taught to get A's to get a good grade, a good mark, you get to a good high school, that is a national high school to be precise, get a good grade, get into medical school. I'm just going to use medical school. And some of us actually got into the best medical schools like the University of Nairobi. And then after that, get employed. And then live that way and then wait for retirement plan and get your retirement and go home and retire. But we don't want to try out new things. You are willing to work for someone, you are willing to be on a TikTok for someone's business page, but you're not willing to be on yours. You're willing to show up for your company, post for them, post their product, but you're not willing to show up for your own brand. So, will you post consistently if you knew that one post could change your income? This is actually a question that I would want you to go home and reflect about it. Even if it's not posting, then are you able to show up? Because you are able, for those of you who do sales and marketing and sell products for your company, you're able to do that seamlessly, but you're not able to market your products. Why? Because you have a lot of fear and you have a lot of thoughts that someone will laugh at you. And let me tell you, people will laugh at you when you start. That is not that is not that is not a secret. People will laugh at you when you start. People will laugh at you when you decide to make a different path. People will question it. And it's okay. Some of us were laughed at and see where we are right now. We are now being sought for. But now I receive calls and I'm like, you want to consult about remote work? Okay. Because now I changed even my number. I have two numbers. The one that people knew me about, because it's a number that I registered when I was high school. I still have it. I still use it. And then I registered a new number that you guys have. But people still reach out and they're like, can you help us in this? And they were not there to support when I was starting. All right. So don't worry. You keep grinding alone. If you need support, come to me. Me, I've gone through that. I can support you. So I need you to convert interest into action. And these are the action steps that maybe I need you to take. Identify one skill that you will want to monetize. I think you've already mentioned the skills in the comment section. And then turn it into one service. And then price it clearly. And then you can start reaching out to your clients. Guys, there are a lot of emails on LinkedIn. You can actually reach out to people. You can actually go on LinkedIn and look for CEOs and start writing emails to them and request for a job. And I don't know why it's so hard for people to do. And actually, they have jobs. It's just that they don't like hiring. A lot of CEOs don't like hiring. They want people to reach. And actually, it's January. It's January, guys. So right now, there is structuring. I've just read a post on Instagram today um, before I came for this live, and the person was complaining the way they paid the house help a bonus in December. They paid them the December salary and they paid them half of the January salary. And the house help was supposed to show up on first, and she hasn't showed up. And right now, when she went to check the bedroom, she noticed that actually she went with everything at home. And now I'm thinking she's already stressed on who she's going to hire. And I'm thinking if you're a good house help that you can be able to package this, you can actually reach out to her on her DM or on her email and get that job in. So most of the bosses, I'm just giving that example of a house help. The most of the bosses are already stressed. The people who are not going back to their jobs in January. Today I was having a conversation with someone, a friend of mine that I met. They resigned at one of the biggest hotels in Tanzania, and now they're going to start their own things, their own brand somewhere. And now I'm thinking, who is going to replace them? Because now they don't have someone, or it's an impromptu. They don't have someone to take up the position. So already the manager or the HR is already stressed on how they're going to replace them. So when you reach out to them right now, instead of waiting for them to advertise for that job, it's going to make your work easier. And guys, I've told you, if you would want to get 10 clients, you have to reach out to 100. 10% of it. 10% of the people that you've reached out. People who say that they are getting clients, they're really putting the work. It's not just from a point of client alikam, client came from nowhere. They posted on LinkedIn, it came. They put in the work. They are able to reach out to 1,000 clients, and that is why they've been able to work with 100 clients in 2025. Sometimes the number can go higher, sometimes the number can go lower, but we normally work with 10%. And then can you start posting on LinkedIn if you're able to? All right. And then package a simple digital product and start selling it on Jitsi, Gumroad, or Hoop. I'll have a masterclass, a 10 weeks program for that to show you how to do that. So now I'm done. I'm going to take some questions. I have a few slots here though. I have a 3-day LinkedIn masterclass that is coming up in January from 28th to 30th of January, 3 days. Um, you are going to turn your LinkedIn profile into client magnet in just 3 days, from positioning to monetization. This is what you're going to learn. Um, and then I have some few slots for next week. For those of you who would want to book a 30 minutes clarity call with me. The masterclass is 1,500. The 10 weeks program that I'm talking about for AI monetization and building digital products, it's 8,000 for the 10. It will cover the 10 weeks. By the time we finish the 10 weeks, you already have your 8,000 back. It's just a commitment fee. You will already have sold some products and you've already gotten back your 8,000. So that is the 10-week program. I don't have the flyer here because my team is still working on it, but it will be out. Um, if you need a clarity call with me, you're still confused, you don't know what to pick, maybe you need a personalized input on how you can map out your journey for 30 minutes at 500 Kenyan shillings. You can also book with me. I still have some few slots this week. If when I finish, no, from Monday to Friday next week. When those slots fill up, by then I'm not going to take up any other person for clarity call. I'm only doing it for next week. The reason I'm doing it for next week is because we haven't resumed work. I told you that I work with two companies, one in the US and the UK. We are resuming working on 12th of January. So once I resume that work, I want to be able to do the 30 minutes clarity call. So you can book for now and join in, and also you can book this 3-day masterclass for those of you who would want to join in. So that's it from me. I'll answer questions. I have like 14 followers on LinkedIn. How do I monitor? If you have a question that you would want to ask, raise your hand, and then I'll be able to help you I have like 1,400 followers on LinkedIn. How do I monetize it? So you can join the masterclass. There's a deeper faith in Zilani. There's quite a lot of things that come with LinkedIn monetization, but I think I've mentioned most of them. Have a clear offer in the services that you're offering. Number 2, reach out to your potential clients. Don't wait for clients to come. If you wait for them, you'll wait forever. Some people have been posting on LinkedIn from January 2025 and they haven't gotten any clients because you are posting and you're waiting for your client to come. Please learn to reach out to your potential clients. All right. So maybe you can join the masterclass. I'll have a deeper conversation with you for that. I'm saying that you are really beyond time and you might have questions to ask. Are there remote data analyst entry level junior roles available? Yes, they are. How difficult are they? Come by any pointers for this? There are a lot of data analyst jobs. You can check them on We Work Remotely, and you can check them on the other places, Jobspresso. And also, I think I have seen some roles on Jobspresso. The other roles I've seen on Brandwork. So it's not difficult to come. They are there. and LinkedIn actually. So data entry jobs, you can get them on Glassdoor. Data entry are different from data analyst. Data entry can get them from Glassdoor, ZipRecruiter, or Indeed. Data analyst, you can get them on We Work Remotely, remote.co also, and you can get them on Brandtalk. I've seen some of them there, and then you can get them on LinkedIn. So for data analyst, you'll have to need an 8 years compliant CV. Your LinkedIn has to be well optimized. I think those two. For data entry, I think also your CV needs to represent data entry well, and you use the sites to apply. Please know how to use the sites, it will make it easy. How much do you charge for the 10 weeks program, and what are the outcome and probability of getting income after? So the 10 weeks program is 8,000 Kenyan shillings for the 10 weeks. So what I'm saying is that by the end of the 10 weeks, we are supposed to have an income coming in. That is what you're going to do using AI. So by the end of it, you have an income. It's a good thing for those of you who are looking for a passive income. All right, it's a good thing for you, those of you who are looking for passive. But if you want to do it as a full-time thing, also it's good. I think you're gonna make more money than those who are gonna do for passive income. Um, what are the timings of it? So the class are going to be self-paced with one coaching session per week from me. So the class are going to be the classes are going to be self-paced. So you're gonna get every week you're gonna get an email that has the classes for that week and the assignments, because also I need to know that you're gonna do whatever you're supposed to do, and then after that you move to the next part. So they're gonna be self-paced, and then we're gonna have a one coaching session per week so that we can just see how best. Could you please assist where I can get VA role even if it's offering free services? But you can get them. There's some NGOs like United Nations. I have some NGOs, Catch Fire. What was the other site? I have like 4 sites that normally want people to get into virtual, and actually they hire in February. They take a lot of people in February. So I have like 4 NGOs that actually get virtual assistance project. Any role that you would want to volunteer to get a hands-on experience. So you can check on Catch Fire and United Nations. I don't know the other one. There are 2 more. I've forgotten. Maybe I'll go and check out and just give you the name when they're the list. Will you be doing personal coaching after next week? I'll be doing personal coaching, but now the 1 hour coaching. For now, I'm doing the clarity call. For the 30 minutes clarity call at 500 Kenya shillings, those ones will expire by the end of next week. Yes, I'll be doing personal coaching after next week, but let me try and see how it goes because now my work is so demanding. If I'm not able to, I'll just also communicate that there is no personal coaching from me, depending on the demand of work, because now my work is coming up. Could you share the links to book for the different classes? So Grace just WhatsApp me. I've noticed that my WhatsApp number was removed from the flyer. So the number is +254 758 869067. +254 758 869067. Just reach out to me. Book your slot if you need a clarity call. Book your slot if you need the LinkedIn masterclass. Book your slot for the 10 weeks program. You can start right now. What about VA? VA classes are coming up. Also will be launched in February. One of the projects that we're working on. Actually, we're building. As you can see, my work today, I have like a logo up here. Maybe you can follow this. It's called Fortune Academy. We're building an academy together with my team and people that we're helping each other through this journey to help as more of you. 3,000 of you, I don't think I can be able to manage it alone. So I have a team that is coming up. So VA programs are coming up. Even customer service programs and writing programs are coming up. For now, it's just that we focused on the AI one. But there are more that are coming up. We're going to communicate. Even the curriculum is going to come. The course outline is going to come. Kindly share the sites again for data entry and data analyst job. Oh, Octavia. Data analyst, we work remotely, brand work, remotely CEO in LinkedIn. Data entry, Glassdoor, Indeed, and ZipRecruiter. What sites can one use to get virtual executive? Assistant roles. Rahab. Virtual. Check on Virtual. You can check on ClearDesk, My Outdesk, 24/7 virtual assistant, virtually assist, Sababaka. Check on those sites. Let me know what you think about them. I wish you all the best. You mentioned about content writing and class coming up in February. How much are you charging for that? So the rest of the classes, the reasons I haven't talked about is because we haven't sat down with the team and just structured them well and know how much they're going to be charged and how long they're going to take. Whatever we've already deliberated on is the AI masterclass, the LinkedIn class that is coming up. Yeah, those are the things that we deliberated on. But if you follow me or if you're in my community, you're going to get the details as we resume work just to see how best you can offer that. So just stay tuned for content writing class that will be happening in Feb. I'll give you more details about them. There are many classes that are going to launch in Feb, but one is the only one that we only have one that we have already decided as a team how much you're going to charge and what you're going to offer. Then we share the link on how to get to book the clarity call. So the clarity, just WhatsApp me Wambui +254758 869067. I'll be able to answer you. I'm going to check my calendar ndio nione nani amebook. Wenye amesha actually those who have already booked and sent money to me, I have a till number which is 3134396. 3134396. So for those who have already booked, nione kama bado kuna spaces because I don't have much spaces right now. I have like 5 of them for the clarity call. So that when you WhatsApp me first and confirm kama kuna space. Usitume pesa kama sija confirmia space. 89. So this is the number. I've typed it there. Those of you are saying I repeat the number. Oliven has given help. Thank you so much, Liven. Are there plans for project management coordination training? Oh, Michelle, yes. But those ones are not coming in March, in Feb. I already know what I want to do in Feb. Project management is not part of them. We're actually having a class on writing. We have a class on virtual assistant, customer service, and then now we have the one for AI. The one for AI is what I know that we've sat down and already deliberated on it. And then there are people who do not even have skills. I've coached people and I was so disappointed that they don't even know how to use a Google Meet to share. And I'm just wondering, oh my God, if they get a role remotely. So those are the things that also maybe we'll have to teach people. Because I'm just wondering if you don't know how to share using Google Meet, how are you going to work remotely? So project management is not part of the plan. I'm sorry about that. We only have writing, virtual assistant, customer service, and AI. That is what you're going to have for project management. But right now I'm working with IPM, Michelle. You can come, I can organize for you a subsidized rate for you to get into IPM. Actually, getting a certification from IPM will be better than getting it from a Kenyan. It will give you a better standing. So you can come and organize for you, you get a discounted price of a course in IPM or a training in IPM that can help you. Please share the number again. Thank you, Liven. Liven has shared the number. Let me pin the number. All right. Who wants to unmute? I think we are past time. Raise your hand. 3 people, and then we go. We are already past time. Okay, Flavia.
Hello, John. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. I see you've monetized the money in Kenyan shillings. If someone is not in Kenya, how then do they pay you?
Oh, you to pay me. I didn't get that clearly.
I'm saying you've monetized the money in Kenyan shillings currency. If someone is not in Kenya, definitely I have to buy currencies then to send you. Or how is it paid?
Where are you?
Uganda.
For Uganda, I normally have people sending directly to my number. WhatsApp me. I send you for you. I'll book for you a slot, even if you get that they're full.
Okay. Thank you. I would still request that number be shared You could just.
I've just pinned it on my. I've pinned it here. +254 758 869067.
Sorry.
Guys, you can
Come again.
+254 758 8690
8690
67.
67. Thank you, John.
You're welcome. All right. You're going to receive a link from me from top